Okay, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show, and I'm on location this morning. Josh will show everybody how they can contact the show and get in touch with us right there. I have the phone here, 706-889-9700. And there's our email address and all the social media ways you can follow the show. Now, let me go over a couple things we have going on. Number one, Friday will be at Sycamore Crossing, and I'm excited. Rick will be hosting the show for us Friday, and we'll have Ask the Doc with Dr. William Whaley, and then right after that, the All-Star Political Panel with Rick, Jane, and Bruce. Then North Georgia Senior Living with Jesse Barton, a Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall, and then we always round out our Friday show with the Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. So that's going on. That's one thing we have happening. Let me tell you this, so you know, we're setting up next week. Okay, I'll be on location again next week, and I'm setting up some interviews. Okay, absolutely setting up some interviews. Something to look forward to next week. I have two nephews. Let's see, how old is the one nephew? Is he 8, 10? I don't know. I'm going to get in trouble by my sister. Then I've got my niece, Sally. She's leaving for college. And then my nephew, Jagger. Now, they're all different ages, and we're going to talk to them. I think we got 18, 17, and 12 or something. I'm in so much trouble now with my sister for my youngest nephew. I apologize. But we're setting them up. They're going to come in. We're going to talk to them a little bit about what's going on in their world and how they see politics. Absolutely. And it may give you a little window into, some of you think I have a political problem. Some of you think I enjoy politics too much. And some of you know I love politics, straight up. So you might see where that comes from into the next generation. Also, I always have to disclose this. You know this, she has been on the show. She has called in several times to the show. Lee Snover, she is the Northampton County, Pennsylvania chair of the Northampton County, Pennsylvania Republican Party. Let me get that out. Now, the reason we're going to have her in, and some of you have sent me a message saying, hey, will she give us an update? We're going to have her in. She's called in. She's actually going to be on the webcam. The BKP cam, Josh, name it. We're on location with the BKP cam. There you go. So Lee Snover is going to be with us next week. Again, she'll be here. We're going to talk about Northampton County. Remember, Reuters wrote an article, interviewed her not long ago, and said there will be 5 counties. Now, I've told her that you, the viewer, said, wait a minute, she didn't give us the other 4 counties. But Reuters wrote an article saying that there would be 5 counties in the United States that will determine the presidential election. Now, I'm just not going to throw the whole country into 5 counties, but I see where they're going with that. Where I'm at right here, Northampton County, Pennsylvania, that's where I happen to be, this is one of the 5 counties. And we'll go into detail. You know that this is, what is it? Pennsylvania is the Keystone State. Well, this is a Keystone County when it comes to the next presidential election. And Lee Snover is hitting that up. And Trump won this county last time. And her and the group of Republicans here in Northampton County are working very hard to do it again. So we're going to have her in an interview next week. Also, I got next week, there's a massive music fest. I mean, the Lehigh Valley Music Fest is an enormous festival every year, and that's this starting next week. Or is it next week, next weekend, this weekend? I don't know. I got to check it out. But anyhow, the Republican Party here has a booth, and they have invited me, your host, to come down, set up a camera, and interview people as they come through about the president. Will they vote for him? What they like, don't like, whatever. So we're going to have that footage going on. So it's a really exciting time here at Good Morning from the Office. A lot happening. So if you're driving through, let's go with this, Josh. Let's have number 16. You gotta love it. Now, the far tip The bottom down there in western North Carolina, where Tennessee, Georgia, and North Carolina come together. The tri-state area is this little town called Murphy, North Carolina. And if you drive through Murphy, North Carolina today, you may see this billboard. And the reason we're doing this is because these 4 women of color, 4 congressional women of color, all right? This is where, not the whole racist, Donald Trump, according to the media, Donald Trump's a racist. I mean, they can't erase pictures of Trump and Don King, pictures of Trump and Jesse Jackson giving him an award, pictures of Trump and Fat Al. We call him Fat Al, all right? Not Fat Albert. We do not want to say anything negative about. I know it was Bill Cosby. Don't yell at me through the damn webcam. I understand, but I grew up with Fat Albert every Saturday morning. I don't want to hear it, okay? So, Fat Al Sharpton, because you got the shrink-a-dink. I don't have the pictures. I mean, he's like a bobblehead on this little tiny frame now. He's a shrink-a-dink. And then you have, back in the day, the gold chain Fat Al. So anyhow, they can't erase all those pictures of Trump with the accolades and getting the interviews with Oprah. They just can't do that. But according to them, President Trump's been a racist from day one. This is in Murphy, North Carolina. And let me get it here. The 4 horsemen coming are idiots. Signed, the deplorables, Cherokee guns 1 mile on the right. So this is a story from Fox 5, I think out of Atlanta, right? Fox 5 out of Atlanta. Gun shop buys 4 horsemen billboard insulting congresswomen. And you see that on there. A new billboard in North Carolina shows 4 minority congresswomen smiling down on a small town in Murphy. These faces at odds with the apocalypse phrase slapped over them, the 4 horsemen cometh. Okay. A new billboard in North Carolina shows 4 minority congresswomen smiling down. Now, there's a gun shop there, okay? The billboard it's been funded by a local gun shop that shows a red line striking through the last word, editing the phrase, instead saying the 4 horsemen are idiots. The Charlotte Observer reports the billboard by Cherokee Guns target the same 4 congresswomen who President Donald Trump recently told to return to the crime-infested places from where they came. Well, it's happening everywhere. These 4 women are the face of the Democrat Party, period. And there's a lot of people posting things with these 4 women. We're going to have one from the morning call right here in just a minute. It was posted on the Republican the GOP Republican Facebook page here in Northampton County, and everybody got in an uproar, and the media, it was one little post, and the major newspaper here, the Morning Call, which has, I don't know, they might put out, 300,000 papers a day here. I mean, it's a big metropolitan area, but they're going crazy over a small post that I'll read you in the morning right here in Pennsylvania on a GOP Facebook page in Northampton County. But this right here, they're going crazy over this. And let's see, the 4 women, let's go really quickly, okay? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and we still got the picture up, right, Josh? So let's just say this. The one closest to me, that's Omar, right? A congresswoman from Minnesota that married her brother, which you and I know, once the investigation is done, Omar probably should be sent back to Somalia. She's from Somalia. She hates this country. Bottom line, she hates the country. She despises this country. The country that gave her asylum. The country that granted her citizenship. The country that gave her an opportunity to be, among others, a corrupt politician. Absolutely. I mean, the American dream, right? Come from Somalia, get asylum, become a citizen, and be a corrupt politician in America. Can't beat that. She's achieved it all. But once there's investigations now, I always tell you on the show, I don't have time. I have 2 hours a day. That's all I have, okay? So in the 2 hours, I tell you, go do your own research. This woman, probably by marrying her brother, her campaign finance, she has to pay back money because she was found guilty of that. Just look it all up, all right? When they're done, she probably is in this country. Her asylum is illegal, her citizenship is illegal, and she should probably be sent back to where she came from. That's who Trump was actually, they were chanting about, the 13 seconds agreement. Next to her is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. If I am one thing, that every minute she has that she's not, in Washington, D.C., on one of the congressional panels, showing the world the space between her 2 ears. She should be home in Queens. She should be back in her, all right, rat-infested. She should not have been at the border. I mean, her ass was at the border. And I'm going to say this. I don't have proof. I know you're going to say, do you have proof of this? No. But the same time her ass was at the border, claiming that children were drinking out of toilets, I'm going to roll the dice. There's pretty good odds that in Queens, in her district, there was a child drinking out of the toilet there because the sink does not work, where it fell off the wall of a rat-infested, roach-infested apartment in her district. Instead of going in and seeing the kids sitting in feces, maybe she should have went back to Queens and looked at her district. And maybe she should be yelling at one of her congressional hearings, my God, have you seen my district? Because I am a representative. I don't like to get sidetracked, but damn it, they are representatives. Not representatives of damn kids in a detention center on the Texas border. Not representatives of the damn people that cross this border illegally on the Texas border in the detention center. They are not their representatives. That is a government function that is out of their wheelhouse and out of their responsibility, whether they think so or not. She's a representative of a district in decay, a Democrat district in decay, along with the others. She should go home. She should be yelling on her congressional panels, how do we fix this and clean this up? Well, I'll tell you what we could do, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. We could get someone like Amazon to bring, 10,000 jobs to your district or more, however many it was. Maybe people get those. Oh, no, we can't do that. Then we have Rashid Tlaib, is that her name? From Michigan. She hates this country. She's an angry woman. We have played the videos on this show of Rashid Tlaib, right, yelling at what was that? The Detroit Business Economic Council meeting where Trump was at speaking, having to be removed. Remember, she's the one on election night that her son, Mommy, do we let bullies win? No, we don't, son. We're going to impeach the MF. Remember? She should go back. She's a Palestinian. She's probably try it again. She's a Palestinian. She's probably Yasser Arafat's granddaughter or something, right? She's a Palestinian. She hates Israel. This woman hates Israel. Truth be known, she doesn't believe in the Holocaust. Truth be known. I said that, okay? Hates. And then, I forget her last name, Josh. I don't know why. She's the black lady from Massachusetts, Boston. I think she represents somewhere in Boston. So I don't know how she got in there. Well, folks, that is the Cherokee guns. Now, we're going to leave that up for a minute because this is going on all over. This is being picked up on a national run. This has a lot of Republicans. This has a lot of soft Republicans, okay? Now, I want to look up this word, okay? I want to look up this word really quick. Take a minute. I didn't do it. I forgot to. But Josh, let me look up this word, and let's see if we can get a definition first. Okay, let's go with, all right, jihad. A struggle or fight against enemies of Islam. A spiritual struggle within oneself against sin. Greater jihad. A struggle or fight against enemies of Islam. So a local newspaper here, the Morning Call, thousands. Jihad Squad meme removed from Northampton County Republican Party Facebook page. That's all I got to do. So yesterday, let's leave that picture up, Josh. Okay, let's leave that up. And the reason I want to do this is this is all they have. If these people would take just a minute and focus on the real issues in this country. The Northampton County Republican Party Committee has removed a Facebook post that labeled 4 liberal congressmen whom President Donald Trump criticized in tweets this month as the Jihad Squad. So Nancy Pelosi is the racist that named them the Squad, right? She named them the Squad. Now, I don't know about the black congresswoman, and I forget her name. I could get it, but I feel 2 out of 4. I wouldn't ask Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, but the 2 out of 4 are Islamic Muslim congresswomen. Now, I'm going to say this, and I know I'll get attacked, but you just got to be clear. All right? I don't use this show as a format to preach. I don't use this show as a format to share religious review, my religious views. But let me just say very clearly, Muslim, Islamic religion, the Quran. You cannot be sworn in on the Quran, whatever the hell it is. You cannot be sworn in on it and take your oath to your duties as a congressperson of office that you will uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. You can't do that. It doesn't work. You absolutely cannot swear on the laws and the quotes in the Quran and say it can't work. I'm just telling you. Let's see. I try to back away. I always tell myself, don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble. If you are in the United States Congress today, if you're in the United States Senate today, and you are a Muslim, I'm not attacking you. I'm just telling you, you should not be representing anybody in our government, in our republic. In the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, not Allah, and you will not uphold, if you truly believe in the Islamic religion, the Constitution of the United States. Okay, now that I'm really in deep trouble, let's move on. Okay, criticize the Jihad Squad. Now, Nancy is the one that called it the Jihad Squad. The meme accompanied by a photograph of Democrat freshman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, Alania Presley of Massachusetts, that's who she is, Ayan Omar of Minnesota, Rashida Tlaib of Michigan, was posted earlier this month by Frank Friedel Jr., the county GOP committee's vice chairman, who has administrative access to the site. This is big breaking news. He just said Jihad Squad. Oh my God, the world's coming. I viewed it as satire, and as soon as we realized people were offended by it, we pulled it down, said Friedel, who does not know where the meme originated. We didn't mean to offend anybody. Now, Lee Snover, which will be on the show next week, they got her for a comment. Lee Snover, chairman of the county's Republican committee, said the post was taken down Monday after it was brought to her attention by the state party official who who made it clear the post was not appropriate. She said Friedel was instructed to use better discretion when posting to the county party's official Facebook site. So, and here she went on to say, it's not meant for our page. If you want to put something like that on your personal page, that's your business, but we need to keep the community page professional, Snover said. But then they couldn't just go with that. They had to go with Snover's downplay, right? Snover downplayed the post. She downplayed it, saying people would discover controversial matters on social media sites for other Republican and Democrat committees if they went out looking for them. Now, she didn't downplay it. She's just saying, go looking. It's all over. Democrats are posting the nastiest Trump stuff. I mean, let me say this. Jihad Squad, this is total BS. Where is the media looking at, the post on Democrat pages all over this country with the nastiest language over Donald Trump's picture? Or the post of children in cages saying, look what Donald Trump's done, and he's a racist. If you took today, this is why I thought about doing this story. I said, I don't want to do this story. I said, it highlights, my sister, and it highlights some things. Maybe I'll leave it alone. But they're out there searching. And this is what I want, because they wrote Snover downplayed the post. No, she didn't downplay the post. She said, hey, if you're going to look for Republican Facebook pages that have something derogatory you don't like Jihad Squad or whatever it may be, what you call racist, why don't you spend equal time looking through these Democrat sites? I have seen them. Absolutely nasty, disgusting. In fact, you know what? If you want to say putting up these 4 congresswomen and writing Jihad Squad, you don't like it, I get it. All right, take it off the GOP Facebook page. But folks, let me tell you this, the morning call, you spend today looking for Democrats that have wrote the most that support Donald Trump, and see if you don't write the same article. Published reports indicate that the same meme has surfaced last week on the page of the Illinois Republican Chairman's Association and widely condemned by Republican leaders. The post comes as Trump used Twitter to target the progressive congresswomen. What kind of target would you call the Democrats using every day? Nickname the squad without naming them. Did you miss the morning call? Nancy Pelosi named them the squad. This is a disgusting piece of journalism. And the reason I'm going with this morning is because I had it brought to my attention this week, because I'm locally in the area. And I am so tired. Every time the President of the United States, now he doesn't get time to go out and yell the morning call fake news, but he tells you the Washington Post, New York Times, CNN, fake news. But if you read this article, if you've never picked up an article pertaining to this subject, let me read this one more time. We're going to get off this. I got to take another break because we got to do the debate. My nieces and nephews, they pick on me because I don't put the T in front of, instead of saying we got to talk about the debate, I say we got to go over to debate. Sorry, I love my nieces and nephew. I've been having a lot of fun with them this week, and they're giving your host BKP a hard time. The post come as Trump used Twitter to target progressive congresswomen. That's what they are, just progressive congresswomen. Nicknamed the squad without naming them. Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken, crime-infested places from which they came? They are all U.S. citizens, and 3 were born in the United States. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi criticized Trump's comments as xenophobic. You totally missed morning call all of the disgusting, foul, nasty memes as we call them in this world today, about Republicans, Donald Trump, me, supporters all across this country on many Democrat pages. You missed that. You missed also, it was not Donald Trump, that named the 4 progressive congresswomen of color the squad. That was Nancy Pelosi. And you don't mind telling us that Nancy Pelosi said Trump's comments are xenophobic, but you forgot to tell your readers today that Nancy Pelosi named them the squad. We'll take a brief break. We got a lot to do. We got kids in cages. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. This is, I tell you, it's a story. It's local. If you're watching nationally, it's in Gilmer County, Georgia. I don't want to bring it to you, but it just highlights some of the problems we have in this country that we do not need to be worrying and having people come across the damn border. We got to fix things at home. I'm your host, BKP. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back.